Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
All right, Cubs fly the W. They get it done, beat the Phillies for the second straight night. Offense comes up late. Jake keeps them in it. 5-9-0, just a little bit better than 4-8-0. And welcome in to our Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live. He is David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Jake battles, he keeps them around, and when the offense gets their chance, they deliver for the second straight night.
Yeah, it's the first inning, 2 runs. We're like, oh, not again.
Right, you and I are driving here going, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm like, really? But Jake settled down the next 5 innings. He dominated with his fastball and was able to put the pitches where he wanted to. And then the offense, like all year long, they have stepped up. They're always playing from behind. Got some big hits when we needed it, and we were able to put them away with the bullpen.
Big hits in big spots. And as David said, Jake battled, gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Cub ERA in the first inning of ball games, bloated. It is north of 10. That's not good. But after that, last start he gave up 5, settled down. Tonight, 2 settled down. And then the bullpen was pretty solid.
Yeah, maybe now it's 0. 5-2-0. We need that, and then the bullpen has just been lights out. They had a run off of Rondon there, but Edwards, Davis, these guys aren't giving up many hits or runs. So these guys are, when they come in the game, the other team is like, oh no.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Because Rondon has a really good ERA, and then you look at Carl Edwards Jr., as you said, and Wade Davis. Neither one to this point has given up a run yet this season, and they're in double-digit innings now, 11, 12, 13 innings for those guys. Our Crate and Barrel play of the game. You and I were sitting upstairs, we're watching the game, and you watch a hustle play by Wilson Contreras, and you said, I want it.
Yeah. You'd rather err on the aggressive side there. And I don't know if he saw Jones there sending him or not, but the aggressiveness, the slide, it brings the enthusiasm to the team, and I just love the way he plays the game.
Yeah, I don't think Gary Jones was sending him. It almost looked like Gary was down the line, didn't have the stop sign up, didn't have let's go. I think he thought he'll just roll into third, and the next thing you know, there he is tumbling into home plate.
They were fortunate that because the shortstop picked it up, he looked at him, he was like, really, he's going? And he threw it off the mound. It was huge. They popped up in the air, gave him some time to get to
right,
the home
a good
plate.
throw nails him.
Oh, by 5 steps.
No question. All right, our Elk Grove Village pitching recap. Let's take a look at the numbers. Jared Eichhoff wasn't bad. 5 2/3, a 5-hit, 4 earned run baseball. He walked 2, punched out 5. Jake, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned. He walked just 1, which was good to see, and he punched out 7. Jake was very, very solid after that first inning.
Yeah, just that first inning has been the trouble mark. They've got off a couple hits early. I think it was Odubel hit one hard in the gap. Who knows if Jason was out there, he could have might have made that play. But overall, after that first inning, Jake settled down and was himself.
Yeah, and a couple of the hits that the Phillies were able to get, Jake had really good bite on his breaking stuff tonight, and you've got to tip your cap. A couple of them off their shoe tops, they're coming up with a way to put the ball in play. One was a sac fly, which you said to me, okay, that's a heck of a piece of hitting.
Yeah, that guy off his shoe tops, flew it out the center. These guys get paid to hit too, so they're trying to do their job. So sometimes you got to tip your cap both ways, but Jake did his job, kept us in the game, and our offense caught up.
All right, let's grab a quick timeout. We've got to hear from Joe Madden. We may hear from Jake. We'll play some highlights. A lot to do. It's a good night for the Cubs. They beat the Phillies for the second straight night right here at Wrigley. Be back.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
These are
best seat in the house is on your back patio. From outdoor furniture to entertaining, shop Crate & Barrel, the official home furnishings partner of the Chicago Cubs. Visit your nearest Crate & Barrel store or shop online at crateandbarrel.com.
Who gives you the best in-home Wi-Fi experience? Let's find out. Welcome home. Who's your internet service provider?
I have AT&T.
Does the Wi-Fi keep up throughout the house?
Not very well.
Not very well. Did you know that Xfinity has the best in-home Wi-Fi experience?
She's been telling me that.
Let's pretend this is your house. How's the quality up there?
I give it a 10.
Let's add 5 devices to the mix. How's yours doing?
Man, I'm loving this.
We gotta get with Xfinity.
Learn more about the best in-home Wi-Fi experience or get started for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
We'll always brew our beer to have more taste and be less filling. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Do you watch stuff on that thing?
Yes.
Well, have you heard about Full Screen?
Sounds familiar.
Full Screen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedies.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood.
Stop. Sorry. Yeah.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Full Screen on us for 1 year, plus stream an app without using your data.
Subscribe to the Cubs Talk podcast on iTunes or the Google Play Store today.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. That is Ben Zobrist. Now, you and I have been out here multiple times to do the postgame show. And every single time it's been cold so far, damp, a little rainy, and in uniform. Those aren't people that are friends of his. Those are just fans that come down together, and he is there in uniform signing everything people throw at him.
It's unbelievable to watch that.
He was your teammate.
Yeah, because after a game, cold day like this, you want to get in warm, take a warm shower, celebrate the win. He's out here signing autographs in the cold, and he understands how to be a professional.
Yeah, I'm watching him shaking hands with little kids, and can I take a quick selfie with you? Absolutely. That tells me a lot about that guy's character.
Yeah,
and I saw Chris Bryant earlier down the line before a ballgame signing autographs. And I don't know sometimes if an athlete realizes the impact you guys make on these little kids who go, oh, my God. They become hooked for life.
Yeah. When I was playing with the Angels, Mike Trout, 30 minutes before the game, before he does his little running, he's out there just giving him a piece of himself, because who knows, that might bring some happiness to that kid. He might have been having a down day or something like that, or going through struggles. And just these little things that baseball can bring, just a few seconds to sign your name is so important, and it's great to see.
It is. It's unbelievable. All right, Joe Maddon's ready. He's meeting the media. You get to hear it, brought to you by our friends at Xfinity. Timely hitting tonight.
Came through. Obviously, the pinch hit by Wilson was very, very big. Regardless, we always are up there. We're into each at bat. I love that about our group. I love Javi's at bats tonight. They continue to get better. We hit some balls well, that were unfortunately at people. So we had right around 10 hits, but I thought we hit the ball even better than that. They played really good defense against us. They really did. Jake, a little bit bending in the beginning, but then he got into a nice run with some very short innings that permitted that 6. I was going to send him back out for the 7th if it didn't all work out that way, but it did. So I like Koji right there. Ronnie gets 2 quick outs and then has to make a good pitch and Wade just to walk. That's got the runner on base. So overall, pretty good performance. And again, having to come from behind, we'll take it. But I'd like to see us just get back to that normal. Let's get there and get on top and take it from there.
Contreras running play. I mean,
yeah.
You might not have the fastest team in the world, but you have some of the more courageous base runners.
And also, Jonesy did a nice job at third base. That's part of that as a third base coach. But you want your runners to always, and Wilson's savvy enough to know ball hit up the middle like that to the shortstop's left. He was anticipating a throw to first base and to continue to come around. So, and we got lucky. That ball hit right on the back of the mound. That was one of our lucky breaks for the night. But I think Jonesy does a great job over there. And yes, overall, we really try to teach that more aggressive method of base running.
So as that play is playing out, are you like no, yes?
No, I was good. I just didn't. I knew what he was probably going to try to do. I was anticipating the throw to first, but then you could see him like regroup. Again, I'm thinking the ball in the air all the way. Out of his hand, you could see it was going to be short, and then honestly, because he was asking hit the mound, and that was perfect.
So what can you say about your closer? He's been damn near perfect through the first.
Yeah, I mean, just the walk, like I said, his stuff. But you watched him. I mean, he pitches as a closer. This guy throws his curveball, he throws his cutter. He'll backdoor, he'll elevate with his fastball, two-seamer in. I mean, he's really fun to watch as a closer because he's a pitcher. Very calm demeanor, to say the least. So, yeah, you feel good when he gets in a game like that. And also with that one-run lead, the velocity on the fastball is even better.
Contreras when he...
All right, there you go. Joe Madden. Taking care of business, UPS store, taking care of business, player of the game. We're giving it to that guy. Wilson Contreras has just taken that starting catching job and grabbed it and said, nobody's getting it away from me.
And coming off the bench on a cold day like this, man, that's such a compact thing. And then look at this hustle. Look at this. That's just a winning baseball player right there.
Yeah, that's a guy who says, I'm going to sell out to do whatever I have to do to find a way to help us win a baseball game.
Not going to complain if he's not starting. Does what he has to do to help the team win the game.
All right, let's take a look at our Jim Beam winning box score, and this one belongs to the Chicago Cubs. There's Schwarber at the top, not his night tonight offensively, but he was solid defensively, made a really nice play to hold base runner to a single instead of a double. Chris Bryant 2 for 4 with a couple knocks. Riz with that little bloop single, looking at the sky going, thank you.
Thanks.
Ben Zobrist had a knock. Jason Hayward had a single hit, a line drive rocket that was caught. Montero had a hit, and Baez had another hit tonight, so it's 5 in 2 days for him.
Yeah, he's hot right now, and just keep putting him in the lineup. Let him just feel comfortable in there, and just keep that timing going, because his game is right now is on his timing is on point right now.
Do you, as a player, want the manager to say to you, like tonight, hey, man, you're in the lineup tomorrow, or do you not care if you don't find out till tomorrow?
I always wanted to know the night before, just so I can prepare my mind, do some extra studying on the pitcher. So and Joe was great about that. Joe was always Joe or Dave would come up to the player and be like, hey, you're in there tomorrow. So he always let us know the night before.
And when you were here, you were a starter. You played every day.
Yeah.
So they would tell you, you assumed you were in, unless they said, hey, Thursday, you got the day off.
Yeah, Dale, when he was our coach here, he would send me a text. Hey, your the lefties pitching, you're off. So he'll let us know. So I've had good communication from my managers throughout my career.
All right, time for our James & Sons fielding gem, Cesar Hernandez. This guy's a really impressive player. That was not an easy play. He went out and made a really nice running catch of a pop-up.
Yeah, that's a full sprint back there, reaching, hoping that center fielder is not running into him.
Right.
Great play.
Cutting your legs out from under you.
Yeah,
Ozzie Guillen blew an ACL that way. Scary stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We have a little bit more to do. Highlights of a Cubs victory. They beat the Phillies 5-4 here at the chilly confines. We'll be right back.
You're invited to the James & Sons Fine Jewelers All Tacori Tax-Back Weekend. See the entire bridal and fashion collections by Tacori. Choose from hundreds of loose diamonds priced at wholesale or below. And save $500 on a diamond with the purchase of a Tacori engagement ring with 15 months interest-free financing. Plus, it's a tax-back weekend. Receive a James & Sons gift certificate equal to the value of your sales tax. Don't miss the All Tacori Tax-Back Weekend and Diamond Expo this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at James & Sons in Orland Park and Cherville.
This rusty mess isn't going anywhere. Don't trust it to just any cleaner. Trust CLR. CLR makes quick work of the toughest jobs, dissolving crusty white buildup so your shower runs like new. CLR cuts through hard water buildup and helps keep your washer running clean. CLR also earned the EPA's Safer Choice seal, so it's safer for your family. Trust the power of the CLR family and trust your clean to CLR.
For more information, visit us on social media.
In case you need anything, just give me a call. Thank you.
P.O. Box 17. Of course I'm a real company.
You got the area code.
Everything your customers see tells a story. Let the UPS store help you tell the right one. From business cards and banners to expertly packed shipments to mailboxes with a real street address. Come in today for help.
No bars. Oh no, looks like somebody needs a new network.
When I got this unlimited plan, they told me they were all the same.
They're not. Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's basically made for places like this.
Honey, what if it was just us out here?
Right. So I ordered you a car. Thank you. You don't want to be out here at night because of the coyotes.
Okay, thanks, bud. Bye.
Be nice to have your car for some shelter. Bye.
When it really, really matters, you need the best network and the best unlimited. Just $45 per line for 4 lines.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede.
I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Time now for our Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? Who's hot in the last 7 days? Nationals, Ryan Zimmerman, 13 for 23. 4 bombs and 11 knocked in. Who's not? He loves to hustle, but he's playing brutal right now. Hunter Pence of the Giants, 3 for 25, 1 homer, and 7 Ks. All right, let's take a look at our keys to the game recap, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. And you and I were discussing this tonight, and it was really Jake battled, and then the offense delivered.
Yeah, 2 runs in the first. That's tough to, come back from. But he settled down, only gave him 1 the next 5. And that big hit right there got us the lead. And we were able to add 1 more on top to give us a little room there. And it was a big win for us today.
Yeah, Jake pitched really, really well after that first inning. Bullpen was very solid. Let's hear from tonight's starting pitcher. Here is Jake Arrieta.
Jake, a lot of pitches in the first inning, but then you were able to right things. What was the key to doing that?
Yeah, they put some good swings on some pitches in the first. The Franco ball down the line was a well-executed pitch, good piece of hitting. It got off to a rough start, but after the first, I think I had 3 innings of 12 pitches or less, which was huge. Just to kind of turn the page a little bit, get back into the aggressive mindset, execute, try and force contact, weak contact, and that was kind of the theme of the game from that point on. Started to make some good pitches. And then really in the 6th, there was another inning there, but obviously it got to a point where our offense was putting some really good at-bats together. Wilson driving in those 2 runs to take the lead was huge, coming off the bench. We put together some really nice at-bats in that inning, and our bullpen was able to hold it down for us, so it turned out to be a really good ball game.
They were conservative. All right, there's a little bit from Jake Arrieta. He is a big dude, and it's amazing to watch him. Okay, this starts over. Good or bad, flush it. Let's move on in 5 days.
That's a pro right there. He pitches with no undershirt on in this cold weather, or something like that. I heard that. I was like, wow. Yeah. I'm layering up on these levels.
Yeah, you and I are
right?
sitting here shivering, and that's who he is.
I mean, he's
I remember Mark Grace never hit with batting gloves. It'd be freezing cold. That's just his deal.
They don't have those lizard wraps that all the guys have now.
Right.
He was just straight wood on hands. I don't know how he
had
did
this thing. All right, you and I are back on Friday. We'll be right here in this spot for pregame on Friday for the Yankees.
All right, let's do it.
All right. You have a great night. Thank you for watching. Cubs get it done. Second straight night. They beat the Philadelphia Phillies. They'll finish off the series tomorrow. We're back next on CSN Friday, 12:30 pregame here from Wrigley. Have a great night. Cubs win 5-4. We'll see you.
It's true. They're here, touched by something that can grow and bloom in you. These are days.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, every barrel's aged 4 long years for a fuller, smoother flavor. Our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
Welcome to Elk Grove Village. Our growing industrial park is the largest in North America. It makes sense. We're close to O'Hare, major highways, and rail lines, putting us first class in business class. We appreciate that a strong business park means a high quality of life for village residents. It's what motivates us to be beyond business friendly. Elk Grove Village, makers wanted.
Make your yard safe and enjoyable for the whole family with help from Menards. Instant Post Cement is perfect for securing fence posts, mailboxes, and more. It sets in minutes and requires no mixing, so you can finish your project today. Pick up a bag for $4.98. There are simple steps you can take to make your lawn great. Lawn edging from Mastermark Plastics is an easy way to create a neat border. Pick up 2 rolls for $6. Now during Menards Spring Catalog Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
We, the entertainment-loving people, want all our rooms to be TV rooms. Because those are the best rooms. Because they have TVs in them. And when we're not in those rooms, we want our shows to go with us.
Anywhere?
You got that right, Kid Show thing.
Get a DirecTV all-included package for 4 rooms. Only $25 a month. Price guaranteed for 2 years. Available for AT&T Unlimited Plus customers.
Being a fan is hard. We make it easier at SportsGrade.com with officially licensed MLB gear and VIP golden ticket experiences delivered right to your door. Join the club at SportsGrade.com today.
I'm Jason Hayward, and you're watching CSN, the home of your Chicago Cubs.
And he's going to get hit. And they're going to throw Gosman out of the game. It's a curveball. He has been thrown out. That's clueless. Holbrook is clueless.
The Orioles hate the Red Sox hate the Orioles, and now the Orioles are furious with the umpires. This is In the Loop Prime, presented by GMC.
Luke and Layla here. The Cubs World Series trophy might have gotten a little banged up in Boston, but it's got a whole lot of company, and we have the list. Let's go no harm. Fred Hoiberg's job is safe for now, but the Bulls front office leaves plenty of blame at his feet. Plus, they refuse to commit to Jimmy Butler.
Wilson Contreras comes off the bench and delivers the come-from-behind go-ahead double as the Cubs come back to beat the Phillies 5-4. We go around the majors with our Lexus must-see video experience. Amazing. Brett Gardner was not happy with a called third strike tonight, so he attacked a recycling bin with his bat. Why do you hate recycling, Brett Gardner? This was a wild game. 11 runs scored in the first inning between these two teams, and the Yankees come out with the win. But in the meantime, Gardner not happy with the recycling bin. Must have been the plastic bag you threw in, Luke.
I like the green buckets more. Check out this monster shot off the bat of Marcell Ozuna. Yeah, that's off a banner.
Whoa.
Used to seeing that sort of thing from his teammate, Giancarlo Stanton. StatCast has this one at 468 feet. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying it might be.
Should we talk about the exit velocity to Bill Melton?
we'll have to save that one and bring it back for him.
Indeed. From the diamond to the pitch, it has been a big week for soccer goal celebrations, but one tops them all. The flying leap into the fence. Why? Sir, you are supposed to play hockey. You just didn't know. That makes sense, right?
No, that's really dumb.
He may be paying for that later. That's going to leave a mark.
Striped socks are horrible, too. Low light from tonight's Cubs game. How about this throw from Freddie Galvis? Trying to get Wilson Contreras at the plate. Cubs with a 4-run 6th inning. Throws home from shortstop, double clutch, and hits the mound.
Wait,
Takes his time and throws it straight into the mound. Either he's got money on this game the wrong way, or that's one of the worst throws ever home from shortstop. He's not even deep.
Which is surprising because Freddie Galvis, when he started filling in for Chase Utley, got a lot of credit for how he played that position. But that wasn't the case.
No, it was not. Jake Arrieta speaking after the Cubs win.
Without throwing the ball the way we're capable of.
Joe said he thought the first inning run thing was kind of a cyclical type of event. Is that kind of how you look at it? Just with all the starters, I mean.
With what?
With all the starters giving up first inning runs, Joe thought it was just kind of
sure, I guess. You never want to give, 5 in Boston. You never want to give up 5 in the first or 2 in the first, regardless of who you're playing or where you're playing. Putting up a 0 in the first is just a way as a starter to set the tone for the game. So when you give up first inning runs, it's not ideal, but every once in a while it'll happen. It's happened to several of us so far this year, but I don't think it's going to be a consistent theme throughout the year. So.
Well, we have a question for Jake Arrieta. Is he a House of Cards fan?
I hope he is, based on the hat. Otherwise, there's something else going on.
Okay, other than that, our CSN fan vote is live and up tonight. Go to csnchicago.com/vote. Who do you credit the Cubs most for that comeback? Is it Jason Hayward, who drove in the first run of the 6th inning rally? Wilson Contreras, who had the go-ahead double? Or is it the Phillies, who had plays like the one we just showed you?
So, Philly, I'm going to go with the bad throws and the way the Phillies played. They helped out a little bit tonight.
They did a 4-run 6th inning, though. Not exactly atypical from what we've seen out of the Cubs. They are known for late inning heroics.
Look at Jason Hayward getting the love. Meanwhile, you guys keep voting. We've enjoyed the Brizzo commercials the last 2 seasons. Now we have the bloopers, and they are even better.
Action, David. What took you so long? I can't do this. And they're filming right now, and I don't really know what to say on the phone, so... Hi, Mom. Hold on one minute. Let me send you to Chris. Okay. I want to take this home.
Hey, Strauss, how do we do this the right way? Like, you walk in intimidating.
Are those TPS reports coming? What is that? Yeah, what is that? I don't know. Chris, this one's for you. Ding, 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 ding. Hi, this is Chris. Yes.
But I got you a zucchini vegan thing. They're out of raspberry scotch. You gotta stop smiling. All right, sorry. Here we go. Lock in. Here we go. Bottom of the ninth. They're out of raspberry scones. I got you a zucchini vegan muffin. A vegan zucchini muffin, actually.
A zucchini muffin? Is that a thing? That's genius, actually.
Oh, it's good.
I know. The funny part is I want to take everything that David Ross has done on air in the last, 3 months and put it together. Between what we showed 2 days ago, which was Lindsay Arnold's, there was that. Then David Ross trying to discuss a vegan zucchini muffin. And basically all of this taught me was that filming a commercial with the Cubs is everything you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, anytime somebody steps on a duck in your face, that's probably the worst part of your week. But he's had some rough times.
Do you think Javi Baez knows what TPS reports are?
Yeah, I think they told him.
I would
At
be
first
like,
he didn't.
I don't want to know.
At first
I
he
don't want to
probably
know what TPS reports are ever in my life.
All right, let's get to the White Sox highlights. Sox playing the Royals tonight. Prime time pitching matchup. Mike Pelfrey and Nathan Carnes.
Wait, what?
Carnes was dealing, actually. Only allowed one hit to Melky Cabrera in the first inning. Carnes tossed 6 shutout innings, struck out 7 in line for his first win of the year. Pelfrey strong, too. But in the 6th, the Royals would open things up a little bit. Mike Moustakas rips a double to the gap, 1-0 Royals. Next batter, Lorenzo Cain. Cain goes to the gap in right center, RBI triple for him. That was it for Pelfrey. 5 1/3, 3 earned, 1 strikeout. Jose Abreu, the solo shot in the 9th for the White Sox, but that was all the offense they got. They fall to Kansas City 6-1.
Oh, yeah? Well, what about the farm? Just another day at the office for the White Sox top prospect, Yoan Moncada. 3 for 4, all singles, hitting to all fields. He also walked and scored 2 runs.
And first one right behind him. And there's the warning. Home plate umpire Rayburn warning both dugouts and Chris Sale.
Pitchers out there with balls in their hands, throwing 100 miles per hour, trying to hit people. I got a bat too. I could go up there and crush somebody.
So this is a long way from over.
And you never know what happens in Boston.
The Red Sox and the Orioles got sent to the principal's office. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred is stepping in after their bad blood reached critical mass.
Manfred and baseball's chief executive officer Joe Torre held a press conference and then a conference call with managers and general managers of both teams. Torre did say Chris Sale likely to be suspended for throwing behind Machado yesterday. Torre said this specifically about Sale. Quote, it looked like it was intentional. Chris Sale's a great pitcher. When he throws the ball behind somebody, unless it's a rainy day, I don't see that being a mistake.
Well, things do not get any better in Boston tonight. Home plate umpire Sam Holbrook took center stage. Bottom of the 2nd, Kevin Gossman facing Xander Bogaerts. And that Machado stuff from Tuesday reared its head.
To the 5 spot tonight, and he's going to get hit. And they're going to throw Gossman out of the game. It's a curveball. He has been thrown out. Oh, he threw him out of the game. You've got to be kidding me. You threw him out of the game. Now remember, there were no warnings given, so this is a decision by the home plate umpire that the pitcher threw at him intentionally. Sam, get it right, Sam. Come on. That's clueless. Holbrook is clueless.
The best part is that's a curveball. Those are the announcers for both the Red Sox and the Orioles in agreement. Both of them think Holbrook is off his rocker. That was just the beginning of a bad night behind the plate. It's a curveball. That's the best part. Let's jump ahead to the 7th inning. Adam Jones at the plate, 2-1 count. Drew Pomeranz pours in a breaking ball that looks high and wide. But Holbrook with the pump fake, and then he calls it a late strike as Jones is looking back at him. He can't believe it. Count moves to 2-2. Next pitch, Pomeranz punches out Jones with the high heat. Jones walks away, and he gets tossed from the game, too. You get ejected, and you get ejected.
He gone.
And you get ejected. Clearly, Jones was upset at that 2-1 strike call. You can even read his lips saying that pitch was at his chest. Buck Showalter comes to the defense of his players. It was a rough night for the Orioles in a 4-2 loss. Caleb Joseph spoke after the game.
I was shocked. I just could not believe that would happen. And now we're having to sit here and answer questions while the Red Sox are on their way home. And it's malarkey. It's what it is. It's a bunch of malarkey. And it's unacceptable. It's too bad. It's too bad.
It was also said after the game, reported by CSN New England's insider Evan Drellick, that Gossman said that ejection was Bush League. I can't blame him for saying that.
Well, the problem is they're in between what they should have done both days. Yesterday, they should have been more aggressive in throwing somebody out of the game, and today they were too aggressive. So they got to find the middle ground somewhere.
I appreciate the realness of Machado after the game yesterday as well. Now we go to hoops. And in the department of that savage, I present LeBron versus the Raptors. How savage is he? Well, there's this where he just trolls Serge Ibaka, spins the ball, and then shoots a 3. Yeah, that happened.
Wow.
This is like a free throw routine. He's like, hey, Serge, what's up? Later on, Kyrie Irving picks Norman Powell's pocket on the break. Kyrie bounce pass behind the back. King James finishes 39 points for LeBron, and the Cavs win 125-103, taking a 2-0 series lead.
But we understand what we're facing. We've understood it since last year when we decided to change course. Gar and I are committed to reshaping the roster. Fred's our coach. He'll be back. Too much inconsistency, obviously, in the rotations and trying to plug holes from game to game. You always have to keep things open.
We certainly would hope that Nico would be back with us.
We made a commitment to Fred. To make significant change right now will be difficult.
Well, we might not have learned a whole lot from today's Bulls press conference, but there were a few clear winners and losers.
So, of course, we bring in our winners from any press conference. Mark Shanowski and Vincent Goodwill, they were there and they join us. And from what it sounds like, there was one clear loser in Fred Hoiberg.
Well, I mean, if you don't count the 1st and 15th of every month, you know, you could say he's a loser. But when it comes to his job security and his job evaluation, it didn't seem like they were giving him any ringing endorsements as far as John Paxson and Gar Forman. Not saying that he's a strong leader. They said he made steps and improvements, but it seemed like it was baby steps. They said they wanted to be stronger. They want the players to get behind him more. And they said, yeah, we got to get more players to him. But they made it seem like they wished that he could have done a lot more with the personnel that he had.
Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for Fred. You know, he's given all these young guys on the roster trying to figure out how to play 10 young players when you really only want to play 8 or 9 guys in a rotation. So Pax mentioned the fact that the rotations were inconsistent throughout the season. Yes, they were, but that was because of the fact that a lot of the young players were very inconsistent. You can't keep running a guy out there who's not getting the job done.
Were there any other clear losers or winners from this in your minds or opinions?
A clear loser, I think, guys, is Jimmy Butler's sanity. Seriously, because they refuse to commit to him again. They're in this bad relationship where they're just not going to say, you know what, we're not in love with you. We just kind of like you. If something better comes along, we're going to kick you out of the house. That's not really how you want to go about this relationship with a franchise player. They've had so many chances, guys, to say Jimmy Butler is our guy and we're going to build around him.
There was one other big winner. 26-year-old from Montenegro with a big beard, Nico Mirotic. You remember back at the trade deadline, the Bulls were trying to get him out of here, trade him to any team that would take him. Couldn't get even a second-round draft pick for him. So Nico came back, played well at the end of March, and all of a sudden, he's probably going to be welcomed back. We've seen him 3 seasons. We kind of know what kind of player he is, but Gar Forman really praised him at the news conference today, said they really like Nico. They think he can be an impact player, and they hope to bring him back in restricted free agency. So can you say cha-ching?
No. I cannot believe that that will actually happen. Like, seriously, you cannot have 1 month of March and then a swoon every other month during the season where you can't play worth a damn, and you're going to commit $10 to $15 million to this guy.
We have to preserve our assets.
He's not an asset if he can't play.
So the winners were really playoff Rondo and March Nico.
There you go.
All right.
We finally got some answers.
There we go. That's it right there.
Those are the winners. I'll be the loser for today, Guy. Thanks for stopping by. I'm always the loser. Still to come on In the Loop Prime, Wilson Contreras had the big hit in the Cubs' 6th inning comeback, but Jason Hayward got it started. Keep voting on who you think was the key to this Cubs win. And the World Series trophy got a little banged up, but it's just the latest championship trophy to get roughed up. We'll have a whole list of them next.
In the Loop on CSN is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
People are talking about the new Buick. With 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick. That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
Get supplier discount pricing plus purchase cash on all 2017 Buick Envision Essence vehicles. That's over $6,600 total value on this Envision.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, thousands of barrels lay silent. But that doesn't mean they lay idle. In fact, inside each and every Jim Beam barrel, the bourbon is aging, building a fuller, smoother flavor that only comes from being aged 4 long years. At Jim Beam, Our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
Papa John's Double Play, 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for only $6.99 each.
A deal so big it needs a replay.
Double better ingredients means double better pizza.
Papa John's Double Play, 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $6.99 each.
Papa John's.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night, so he got home safe.
Yeah, my dad says their insurance doesn't have that.
What?
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
If you call Chicago home, you know there's only one way to eat a hot dog. There's only one tallest building. There's only one use for a folding chair in winter.
Dibs.
It's not the subway, it's the L. Expressways have names. There's only one color you dye a river. Real pizza's baked in a dish, and it better be deep. We have 2 baseball teams, but you have to choose one. And there's only one way true Chicagoans pay. Wintrust. Bring it home, Chicago.
Introducing the Italian collection from Subway. Head in now to grab the $5 footlong Spicy Italian, loaded with salami and pepperoni. For a limited time, the Spicy Italian footlong is just $5. It's a big value for even bigger flavor. Only at Subway.
Spring is on, and it's time to get growing. As America's #1 professional lawn care company, True Green can tailor a plan that turns your ordinary lawn into an extraordinary one. So start your True Green lawn plan today for only $29.95.
Nyquist, an exaggerator. They're coming to the line together, and Nyquist is still unbeaten. He has won the Kentucky Derby.
We are joined now by Jerry Bailey, the Hall of Fame jockey. And Jerry, you have been called the Michael Jordan of racing. Of course, that's such a big deal here to us in Chicago. So if you're Michael Jordan, who do you think is Scottie Pippen?
Well, that would be Randy Moss, my colleague who sits right next to me, the smart one on the panel. He certainly is a big help to me, and I respect him immensely. Yeah, he's my #1.
Okay, so who's the best draw and worst draw, favorite to win and long shot to hit the board here?
Well, the favorite at the morning line currently is a horse named Classic Empire. He was last year's 2-year-old champion. He had a kind of a rough spring, but he did win his last race 3 weeks ago in the Arkansas Derby. He's drawn post number 14, and he's got as good a chance as anybody.
Jerry, in your career, what was maybe your weirdest pre-race routine or superstition?
The weirdest thing that ever happened to me is the instructions in the paddock. You know, the jockeys, we go in the paddock, and the trainer gives us the instructions on how he wants us to ride the horse. And this one guy told me, this filly's really fast, and she runs away too soon in the race, but if you sing to her, she'll relax, and it'll give you a great chance to win. So going down the backstretch, the only song I could think of was Jingle Bells. So I started singing Jingle Bells to this horse. And you know, you can believe that it worked? It didn't. She kept running as fast as she could, as far as she could, and she wilted in the stretch. And I didn't win, but I came back, and the jockeys were making fun of me for singing Jingle Bells during the running of a race.
And well, the Derby will always bring out the best hats. So we want to know what you think. Does the outfit make the hat, or does the hat make the outfit?
Oh, the hat makes the outfit, no doubt. I mean, we see the craziest hats here. The craziest one I remember was a lady had a hat with a replica of Churchill Downs, the entire racetrack and grandstand on her head. It was probably about 3.5 feet wide. I don't know what it weighed, but it was the winner for me, that's for sure.
Kentucky Derby, you know, transcends worldwide sports. Who's the most famous person you've met out there, and maybe even made you starstruck, if that's possible at the Derby?
Well, I don't know if they're the most famous, but I'm a huge, I'm sorry about this, guys, but I'm a huge Green Bay Packer fan. Have been all my life.
Jerry.
I'm sorry, Chicago. But Aaron Rodgers and Clay Matthews seem to come in here at least the last 4 or 5 years, and I've yet to meet them. And by the way, I'm a part owner of the Green Bay Packers. You know, I have a certificate. and those, to me, were the most famous people here at Churchill Downs. But we've had Michael Jordan comes here all the time, and presidents have come here. But for me, it was the Packers.
Jerry, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know we're going to have fun watching you this weekend as well. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Javi, now it's okay to be proud of yourself. Do you have the most swag on this team?
Yes, why not? I mean, for sure, I love looking good, you know, and looking swaggy out there.
So if you're #1, who's #2 on the team?
Number 2, I say Adi. Adi
Yeah.
got pretty good swag. Jay got a pretty good swag. I like it.
Jay does have pretty good swag. That's what you missed if you weren't paying attention at 6:30 tonight. Hobby Time has swag, but nothing says swag like crowd surfing with the World Series trophy.
We also asked Javi about the World Series trophy's bender in Boston.
Yeah.
He said Theo earned it so he can do whatever he wants.
True.
And we showed you this Instagram video of the trophy making the rounds last weekend in Boston at Theo's charity concert and reportedly got damaged in the process. The other one is the 04 Red Sox trophy. And you guys had great reaction on the Facebook page. Mike Smith, hope that's not 108 years of bad luck. Linda Hayes, the GOAT, did it.
Cheryl said, that's no way to treat a trophy that took 108 years to win. Sad face. And Kimberly says, was Theo on a bender again? Good for him.
And that brings us to tonight's list, presented by State Farm. Championship trophies that are a little worse for the wear. During the victory ceremony for the CHL's Memorial Cup in 2008, Spokane Chiefs captain Chris Bruton dropped the trophy as he hands it to his teammate. Oh, as if that's not bad enough, they just stand there looking at it like they don't know what to do, which is my favorite part of the entire thing. They're like, so now what?
Yeah, that's not as bad as this. Florida Gators won the NCAA tournament in 2006. Billy Donovan literally dropped the ball. The head coach, the crystal ball goes smash. Mom always said, don't play ball in the house, and that Brady Bunch reference was for all the old people in our audience.
That is terrible.
I mean, into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark.
It's not good. After beating Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final in 2011, Sergio Ramos of Real Madrid dropped the trophy off the top of the bus during their celebration parade. And then look at this. Then the bus runs the thing over.
That is throwing your trophy under the bus. So this is great, too. The Crosstown Cup was officially introduced in 2010. The White Sox won the trophy the first 3 seasons. The inaugural year, Omar Vizquel picks up the hardware. He hands it to Paul Konerko, who takes the trophy right off the base. What? I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Nice save by Konerko. He made it look choreographed.
Yeah, sure, that's how it's supposed to go.
Here's the cup off your pedestal. What?
Just don't run it over.
So, yeah, I think that's where we end this poor trophy. Coming up next, Jake Arrieta turned in a quality start. He got the win, but the offense dug him out of an early hole. The fan results of our vote are next. Who was the key to the Cubs' comeback? 41% of you trolling the Phillies.
He could have might have made that play, but
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Home Depot, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Food, water, internet. We need it to live. But what we don't need are surprises, like extra monthly fees. I See You Fee, played by legendary actress Angelica Houston.
you got me, Mark.
We just want fast internet for one simple rate. For all the streaming and the shopping and the newsing, but most of all, for this.
Internet for one everyday simple price and no extra monthly fees.
Whatever you're getting ready for, come into Supercuts for our attention to detail and signature hot towel finish. So you're not just ready, but super ready. Check in online today.
Introducing the Italian collection from Subway. Head in now to grab the $5 footlong spicy Italian, loaded with salami and pepperoni. For a limited time, the spicy Italian footlong is just $5. It's a big value for even bigger flavor. Only at Subway.
It's not just a car. It's your daily retreat. Innovative technology, refined styling, that feeling you can only find in a Lexus. Go ahead, spoil yourself. The ES and ES Hybrid. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
The Cubs used a 4-run 6th inning to come back and beat the Phillies 5-4. And this is our result from the CSN fan vote. 41% of you saying Wilson Contreras gets the most credit for the Cubs' comeback. He had a pinch hit 2-run double, 2 outs in the 6th inning to give the Cubs their first lead of the game. He spoke in the clubhouse just moments ago.
Joe says you play with your hair is on fire. Is that the only way you know how to play?
Yes, I don't know how to play like Cole. I don't know. I have to get like my heat going on, and then I'll be a better player.
Joe was asked what area, or Jake was asked what area you've improved in the most, and he said there's so many that he can't really pinpoint it. Is there one that you think you've improved the most at in your game since you came up last June?
Oh yeah, my defensive game. I've been improving a lot, and my game calling has been a lot better from last year. That's all I care about. I mean, like I say, I know I care about my offense, but I know that I can hit, so I'm not worried about that.
Jones sent you home the whole way. Was he?
Yeah, he sent me home the whole way. I was running like the hardest I could, and I just was trying to get around the base, avoiding the out.
You went back and slapped it. Were you worried that maybe you had missed it at any point?
I think I missed at first. But everything happened so fast. It called it safe. I was going to make sure that I touched the plate. They have a review times.
And finally tonight, it is our parting shot, courtesy of Lane Kiffin. Is sand called sand because it's between the sea and the land? Hashtag Owl Up.
6,000 retweets.
I would like to point out that Lane Kiffin made $5,494,000 from 2014 to 2017. 3 years, he made $5.5 million.
It's a lot of cheese.
Lane.
A lot of cheese. Like sand through the hourglass, so go the days of our lives in this show.
His wife's name is Layla, and that is the only credit I will give him at this point.
He's got that going for him, which is nice.
Yeah, and he was Alabama's offensive coordinator at one time.
Thanks for checking out In the Loop Prime, presented by GMC. We gone.
Maestros lead with confidence, exactness, inspiration. At GMC, we're in tune with that degree of precision. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the GMC Acadia. The next generation SUV has arrived. Step up to GMC with supplier discount pricing plus purchase cash on all 2017 Acadia Denali vehicles. That's nearly $6,600 on this Acadia Denali.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Pep Boys, Target, Ace, O'Reilly Auto, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Update your flooring with help from Menards. Sheet vinyl flooring by Tarkett is beautiful and easy to install. The Media Collection in 3 patterns is 69 cents a square foot. The Bravo Collection also comes in 3 patterns, 99 cents a square foot. For a tradition of proven performance, choose Pittsburgh Grand Distinction interior and exterior paint from Menards. It's a premium paint and primer in one. Save $6 a gallon after rebate on all Grand Distinction paint. Now during Menards Spring Catalog Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
When you paint with Frog Tape, something magical happens because Frog Tape is the only painting tape with patented paint block technology to give you the cleanest, sharpest lines possible. The patented paint block reacts with water and latex paint to form a micro barrier against paint bleed. Frog Tape Delicate even works on freshly painted surfaces, giving you maximum creative flexibility for professional results when you paint. There's only one name to know. Frog Tape keeps paint out, keeps lines sharp.
Award-winning interface. Award-winning design. Award-winning engine. The Volvo XC90. The most awarded luxury SUV of the century.
We now join the following program already in progress.
I love
Uh-oh.
What? You can unveil. The cameras are on.
Oh, he can unveil the long...
Wow. The
The
Matador.
Matador.
Dan, the Matador. The hair, Dan.
Oh, the hair is...
Look at that guy.
that guy's...
Todd, we have a lot of pictures in the studio of people who painted Dan and they look nothing like him. That actually looks like him.
That actually, yeah, looks like him.
Oh, that's going to get a good spot.
But he's been working on this for like 3 years. He started this. All of a sudden, I go, hey, is it finished yet? My portrait finished? And then all of a sudden, we finally get it. Wow.
Well, that's great. Look at the detail in like your coat there. It's pretty rad.
Explain? Yeah.
Can you?
We're about to get into all that.
Explaining. Todd Marinovich, I told you before we went to commercial break that he's really a great artist, and he's contributed a couple things to the Man Cave. Also played a little football for USC and the Raiders and the CFL. To learn more about Todd, toddmarinovich.com to see all of his artwork there. But you started this a while ago.
I did.
You finally got around to completing it. What have you been doing in the meantime here?
Well, you know, when I started the painting, as you know, on the set, I took it home. And once I got the likeness of you to my liking, I thought I was happy with it. And a lot of time when I'm painting, I'm not trying to come up with anything. And I was working on your sport coat, and it had this matador look to it. And so what I've learned is don't fight it, just go with it. And then as I'm finishing it up, I think of sports in America like this raging bull, and that will trample you and not even think anything of it. And most people don't have the balls to get in the arena with it. And I've watched you, Dan, over the decades do it with such grace and almost like a dance, reminiscent of the matador.
Ooh, wow, that's deep. Well, that's deep. Well, thank you. Yeah. I'm very shallow. You went deep there. Well done. Thank you. All right, let's dive into this here.
Yes, please.
Because was it a year ago that we had Todd on?
Maybe a year and a half here
in
studio.
All right. Then all of a sudden, read about you relapsing.
Yes.
Now, what don't we know about that situation?
Well, here's the deal. I've had physical sobriety before. And what I have today is completely different. And I was never willing to do the work it takes to treat my illness. And now that I've treated it, the problem has been removed. And now it's my responsibility to keep it removed. And a big part of that is service work. And
but how does this incident happen? What led up to this?
Drugs and alcohol, Dan. Yeah, without a doubt.
But there has to be a moment where you go, if I go here, I'm not coming back. Like, you can't just do a little. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, like you
Yes.
went all in.
Yes, I can't. You know what? My body doesn't know the difference between street drugs or prescription drugs. It just, when I put drugs into my body or alcohols, it tells me I want more of it. And then all bets are off. So, you know what? I've been in recovery before, but it's different today in the sense, like I said, why all of a sudden the willingness to do the work? Well, humiliation at a whole new level, self-loathing, and really wanting a different life and willing to do that. And you know what? A lot of people don't want to do the work, and that's why.
Well, people want to tell people what they want to hear. Right?
Right.
And you guys are good liars.
Master manipulators, let me tell you.
Yes. And but you have to tell a wife, or you have to tell kids. I mean, you're lying to a lot of different people.
Without a doubt. And that's the number one thing. Probably the biggest liberating feeling I've experienced as a human being is being honest, completely honest. And now I get to, you know what, if you would have told me that I'm getting in front of 2,000 people sharing my story and being completely open and honest, I would have said, you're absolutely crazy. You're on drugs.
Todd Marinovich, former USC Raiders quarterback. I mean, you told the story in the CFL where you're getting high at halftime.
Yes.
You're doing heroin at halftime?
Yes. Yeah.
Could somebody have told you, though? Because sometimes if you don't get it, like if this Todd Marinovich talks to Todd Marinovich who's 25,
right?
Does 25-year-old Todd Marinovich listen to this Todd Marinovich?
Gosh, good question. I don't know, and I can't get caught up in is the message going to be heard. I just have to bring the message, and hopefully that something clicks with. And I target high school kids because that's where I started to go astray. And somebody close to me said, "You know what, Todd? You need to start earlier because it might be too late in high school."
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Because when I talk to friends, they're doing it at 11, 12 before they even get to high school.
You look great.
Thank you, Dan.
No, and I looked forward to you coming in because it's just like with Ryan Leaf. He was in prison. I mean, he was as low as you can go.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes that.
Yeah.
To get somebody to kick your teeth in and say,
correct.
We're all looking at you.
You know what? It's by the grace of God I sit here because I always believed that I wasn't put on this planet to throw spirals, and I didn't really throw too many spirals anyways. But now I know what it is, and it's to share my story and to...
You think you should be dead?
I do, without a doubt. There's been so many, from cartwheeling a car on the 5 freeway to overdoses to... You know what? I am so grateful I'm sitting right here with you today, Dan.
All right. Just embrace it, though. Be addicted to this, though.
I am.
Be addicted.
And the thing about my story is if I'm not continuing on this path, you'll hear about it.
Oh, I know. I read all about it, Todd. I read all about it.
My friends say when we don't see you on the news, you're doing good.
You can learn more about Todd and the great artwork that he does, and I hope you're continuing to do this.
Oh, I love it. It's part of my recovery.
Great.
Yes.
Continue to do it. ToddMarinovich.com. We'll talk to Rich Eisen coming up next, right here on The Dan Patrick Show.
Get the Bob Roman Indy. Oh, now. To pay the rent. Get the Bob Roman Mitsubishi. Ooh. I scared him. How was that?
I like that. Bob Roman.
Tomorrow on CSN, the Sox Royal Series comes to a close in Kansas City. Coverage begins at 12:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by the Koalas family of dealerships, or stream live on the NBC Sports app.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to become a member of the Fields family when you buy or lease from any of our 31 locations. You also get our Fields amenities that include free loaners, car washes, and our gourmet coffee bars and cafes. And with more than 35,000 vehicles sold annually, you can get a great offer like this.
And now you can lease a new 2017 Maserati Ghibli SQ4 all-wheel drive for only $699 per month for 36 months at the all-new Fields Maserati on Green Bay Road.
And Fields matters because you matter.
Baseball fans, find out when your favorite Chicago team is playing this year by stopping by your local Discount Tire store and picking up a pocket schedule. To locate a Discount Tire store near you, visit discounttire.com.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are. And stream them your way. Live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV.
A home is where life is lived. The unmistakable beauty and performance of Unilock pavers and walls enrich the quality of outdoor living. Where perfect settings and cherished moments become memories that last a lifetime. Live life beautifully with Unilock.
We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year at Fox Valley Ford, and it's always been our outstanding customer service that has driven our success.
Hey Tom, I was thinking, our service department, it is so good. Why not service more than cars and trucks? Why not boats, planes, and trains?
Trains, Brian? You want people to bring in their trains? You're right. They probably won't fit on our lifts. For cars and trucks, foreign or domestic, you can trust Fox Valley Ford. A better deal from a better dealership.
Rock and roll.
We're down here in Carlsbad, California, Callaway headquarters. This place is like paradise. There's a putting green outside. There's a driving range. But this will be really fun. Dan's going to go on with Harry Arnett with Callaway Live. We're going to be in the crowd. We're going to have a good time down here.
Tonight on Callaway Live, one of my idols. There's your headline, though, Harry. Fritzy has underwear on today. Thanks very much. All right.
So we just wrapped. Now we're headed over to the test center, get some golf balls. Stoked.
I want to drive that's going to impress the Yeah, that's the most important thing.
300 in the air is all you need.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'll take it with a wave.
There we go. I'm so worried about missing it altogether. I would like just kind of chop at it and wouldn't go anywhere.
I'm watching the Danettes improve their swing. Either the clubs are great or the instructors are great. Somehow Fritzy is getting the ball airborne. That's the true test, because when I see these guys and where they were and where they are now, that says a whole lot about the clubs. We do want to thank the great folks at Callaway for putting up with us, their patience and expertise. That's why we love the relationship. The clubs are great, and they actually made the Danettes better. Go figure.
For 40 days and for 40 nights, I was on his side. But who can stand when she's in the manhood, feelings and a plan? The kid is not my son. Woo-hoo.
Just press clean and let Roomba from iRobot help with your everyday messes. Roomba navigates your entire home, cleaning up pet hair and debris for up to 2 hours, which means your floors are always clean. You and Roomba from iRobot, better together.
I love you, Mom, to the moon and back.
If you like it, it's from your son, me. If you don't like it, I think I saw your new neighbors drop it off.
And I wouldn't trade you for the world.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Making Mom's Day is easy with ProFlowers. Send Mom a dozen colorful roses in a glass vase starting at $19.99. Or for just $10 more, double the roses and get our relaxing spa set. To save 50%, click the mic and enter RACE for this special offer. Mother's Day is May 14th. Order today.
Catch the season premiere of Beer Money, presented by Coors Light. Chicago's favorite sports trivia show, where fans are put to the test for a chance to take home cash. A new episode airs Sunday at 6 on CSN.
Are you bothered by bills? You know you should file Chapter 7 or 13, but you're nervous and unsure, so you do nothing? Get the most experience, the best reviews, friendly and hard-working lawyers, good advice, superior service, and fair fees. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. With over 100,000 clients, Geraci Law is the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Get the Bob Roman Indy. Oh, now. To pay the rent. Get the Bob Roman Mitsubishi. Ooh. I scared him. How was that?
I like that. Bob Roman.
City have a chance of snatching the title.
And they're into the stretch.
Serving for the title.
He starts to break for the line. 5 to go. Third period, game 6. Roaring down the center of the track.
NBC Sports Championship season, presented by Canada Dry Ginger Ale, begins Saturday with the Kentucky Derby.
Buster Posey loves being in control.
Wait. We always do baseball. How about a beach? Nice.
Anything else?
How about a sidekick?
Here you go. Is that it?
Maybe a sweet theme song?
Buster knows what he wants. That's why he has Esurance. Their easy online tools make him feel confident he made the right call. That's insurance for the modern world. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Rich Eisen, the NFL Network host, The Rich Eisen Show, the Emmy-nominated Rich Eisen Show, DirecTV, the Audience Network, joining us here in the Man Cave. When we watch the draft, when we watch day 3 coverage of the draft, it kind of, I think we all came to the same conclusion that this is their moment there.
Yes.
I didn't like the corny stuff that went along with it. Drew Pearson was great, but when an orangutan is going to announce the draft pick, I understand it's entertainment. The commissioner seems to be embracing this a little bit more, but this is the only time you get announced there.
Let me walk you through the process here. First of all, you're right. And at one point, we were having fun with the orangutan, and Mayock even said, "Let's talk about the guy who's been, whose name was revealed by the orangutan's finger." Essentially, is what he's trying to say, and he's right. And that said, the way this is going is, look, it is a show. It is not. We've discussed this before. It is no longer a draft. If it was a draft, we could do it like everybody's fantasy league and be over with it in 3 hours. But it is a television show, and one that is now being widely watched on 2 networks. Pleased to say. But so with that happening, the second night with rounds 2 and 3, the league has decided to have all-time greats announce the picks, which is where Drew Pearson came from. And then the third round is to use that spotlight on the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's past honorees, current honorees, and winners who are making the announcements for their respective teams. Now day 3 comes. And this started about 2 years ago when, our producers of our draft come up to us and say, look, today we're going to go to various locations because the league wanted to take it out of the city in which it is being held and give the real estate to the teams, for the teams to give their local flavor. So that's where now it's not the league saying you must do this, Colts, from the Indianapolis Zoo and get the biggest orangutan possible, and then they point to the screen. I don't know how that was born, but I just know maybe the Colts decided let's do this from the zoo, or the zoo has a relationship with the team, and that's how it happens. But the 4th round is where we're showing all these things. And there were some that were actually, to be honest with you, that was good television, if that's the metric, which obviously from my seat it is. Outer space. There was also a moving moment where an officer in Arizona who's a big fan of the Cardinals died in the line of duty, and 2 hours before he was shot, tweeted out about how I'm looking forward to David Johnson's season. So David Johnson made the pick with the officer's wife and child in front of the Grand Canyon.
Outer space, okay, the orangutan pushed me over the edge.
Right.
Because it pushed Mayock over the edge.
Well, we were also trying to have a conversation about the Jets quarterback situation, actually, because I wanted to get into it because we were now in the 4th round. We're getting to the point where over the next hour and a half, teams like the Jets or who are the quarterback-needy teams who have yet to choose a quarterback, why are they doing this? What's happening? Trying to talk football, and it's like, okay, we've got to, we're going to get in this pick now. We're going to get in that pick now because we're trying to, and so is ESPN, go to some of these sites live for the picks because they're also players of note, and we were trying to do that, and the orangutan kept getting in the way. It was honestly, it was the Colts were on the clock 2 out of 3 picks, so we actually went to one moment with the orangutan, and then 5 minutes later, after complaining about it,
doubled down,
went back again, which is kind of funny too, to be honest with you. The callback method of comedy was there.
I think you should put the orangutan in at some point next year. even though he's not making a pick, just to
mess with him. Well, we did that in the 6th round. We had Charles Davis break down the orangutan, and then we put like these graphic up on the screen where some of his heavy-legged waistbender likes jelly beans, where some of the bullet points, you know. And this year in Philly was great. It was
Coachella.
It really was great. Yeah, because Chicago had an outdoor component for only the last day. This was outdoors all 3 days. They lucked out with the weather. And I'm lucky that, again, I still have a job because people were tipping picks on Twitter. And I'm just
let it go, Rich.
In case you're wondering,
McLovin wasn't I
still have a gig.
McLovin was tipping his picks like 8 minutes after the other people were doing it, right?
I don't know about that.
I was a little
I'll let it go.
Yeah,
but by the way, Philly, as a Philadelphian, that's all real, right? It just seemed like
it was intense. It was really great.
Oh, I want to ask you.
In the same way that Grant Park was just a spot for people to hang out in. The draft hall was inside, and then there was a draft stage. They transformed the Benjamin Franklin Parkway into a draft hall. It was unbelievable.
All right, final 90 seconds here.
Yes, sir.
Do you see a pattern here where some of these players may not go to the draft because they can make money with, sponsorships?
Yes, I do see that. And also the fact that they want to be with 50, 60, 70 family members. And
do you think the NFL would ever get to the point they would have to pay these kids to show up?
They might have to. Yeah, I think so. Or at least, pony up to fly some more family members out. Yes, I do. But hopefully everybody will just pull together and realize that there is a golden goose in late April laying eggs.
Oh, I know.
Every single year that cuts through NBA playoff static. I mean, that's, again, there's no ball. There's no football there.
And are we back in Philly next year and then Dallas?
I don't know. I'm hearing Texas, but Philly put on such an incredible show. We'll see. I do know that the league would like to do it year to year in different places.
Well, if Jerry Jones is going to build that structure, Jerry usually gets what Jerry wants. So
we shall see.
Los Angeles could probably get one.
Right,
Vegas is going to get one.
Well, you won't have a problem getting players to show up.
You're going to have a problem getting them to leave.
He's right. You must go to your team now.
No.
This program on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy.
Toyota time means it's time to go places. Enjoy your new Camry. It's what Toyota's NASCAR teams drive.
Oh, I know.
Right now, get 0% APR for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a new 2017 Camry during the Toyota Time sales event. But hurry, it all ends May 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Whatever you're getting ready for, come into Supercuts for our attention to detail and signature hot towel finish. So you're not just ready, but super ready. Check in online today.
I have a 17-year-old son with autism who was diagnosed at around the age of 2 years old. My experience with the walks just have changed my life, and I've met some very dear friends at the walk, and I've just always felt this sense of celebration. Fundraising for Autism Speaks is important because that's where we're going to get the answers. The research, the advocacy, all of the changes that we need to make in the society to help those with autism. It's imperative that we do all that we can to fundraise.
Tomorrow on CSN, the Sox Royal Series comes to a close in Kansas City. Coverage begins at 12:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by the Koalas family of dealerships, or stream live on the NBC Sports app. Tomorrow on CSN, get a glimpse of the future for the White Sox as their number one prospect, Yoan Moncada, and their AAA team, Charlotte Knights, are back in action against Norfolk. Knights versus Tides. Coverage starts at 6 on CSN.
The show is The Toy Box on ABC, coming up Friday at 8 Eastern. We're talking Eric Stone Street. The Toy Box, each episode will have a set of amateur inventors run their designs through various trials, aiming for a spot in the finale, in which they'll pitch their inventions to a panel of kid judges. Winner of the competition will have their toy brought to market by Mattel at all the marketing and self-position perks that go along with it. Did you get into comedy first or acting first?
I left Manhattan, Kansas. I went to Kansas State University, and I did a couple plays there, and I moved to Chicago to pursue, like, Second City and improv Olympic there. So I didn't know what I was going to do. I kind of became an actor because I was dumb enough to believe that people in Manhattan, Kansas knew what they were talking about when they told me I was good. Yeah. You know, which is, I'm thankful for that, just being sort of...
Were you good by Manhattan, Kansas standards?
Well, that was the question. I didn't know that I needed to really think about that until afterwards, but people came to see me in plays and they said I was good, so I was like, well, okay, well, then I'll do this. I mean, and I appreciated that so much. That's where I figured out that what I wanted to do. So I moved to Chicago to see, basically, if I could compete there, and I lived there for 2 years and felt like, well, okay, I'm doing all right here. Let me try the big sandbox, and then I moved out here.
How humbling is Los Angeles?
Very humbling. It's a big place. And I was fortunate enough to move here with friends. I moved to Chicago not knowing anyone. I moved here, and some of my best friends, still my best friends, were already here. They went from Kansas State to here to pursue other things. So when I was moving here, I had friends. But it is a massive, massive place.
What's the job you almost got?
Well, I was pretty close on The Office.
What role?
Kevin.
Oh, okay.
And I had read for Steve Carell part, and they thought I was good, and then they brought me back in for the other part. But Brian, who plays that part, is phenomenal, and it's a good example of, you know, the things that didn't happen turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lesson for actors.
Well, what was it like to watch first season of The Office?
You know, I was really bummed because, you know, you teach yourself to not get close to projects. You teach yourself to go in, do the best job you possibly can, and then forget it, because 99.9% of the time you're not going to ever hear another thing about it. But you become attached to things. And I was bummed. I mean, because it was so funny, and I wanted to be a part of working with so many talented people. I wasn't bummed because somebody else got the job. I was bummed because that would have been fun.
With Modern Family, is there a tempo, a style that is it based on another sitcom in style, or just how it's written? I'm not sure how these things work.
Yeah,
but it feels like we've felt it before, whether we haven't seen it. You know, The Office. We hadn't seen it, but I don't know if Modern Family is based on a prior sitcom.
Not really. I mean, I think it's kind of a melding of a few different things. You know, This is Spinal Tap, those sorts of things. The Office, because it's kind of its own thing, because it's a documentary kind of style. But if you watch the show, we do different things that we did in the first couple seasons. First of all, the show doesn't breathe the way it used to breathe. And that's one of my things that I wished we did, is we took so much more time with moments in the first couple seasons than we do now. And now our episodes are just jam-packed. And, you know, Chris and Steve, who created the show, they're really smart guys, and they know, you know, what they're doing. But I think that's a thing that all of us feel, that we wish we took more time. But, you know, I think it was kind of its own thing, but it was a melding of a few different types of things.
But how much say do you have in your character when it comes to your lines?
Well, not like it's a open environment. Like if I walk in and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me, either somebody will explain it to me, or that means that it needs to maybe be taken, you know, a look at, because it's not like I'm an idiot. So if I'm not getting the line, there's a chance that you may not get the line.
And we're idiots.
Yeah, when you guys are idiots. So
how many takes do you get?
That's what I was saying earlier. If you came and saw how we would shoot, you would be shocked how fast and proficient the company at Modern Family is. And other shows come over and look at us and study us and be like, how in the world are you guys getting out at 4 o'clock every day on a multi-cam show, or what's called a single cam show? We use 2 cameras. But I would say an average scene when you're watching on Modern Family, just like take a 3/4 page scene choose anyone. I would say when you see that, I probably have done that between 9 and 17 times, I would say, which is not very many.
Have you asked for a take to be put in?
You know, that's one of the reasons that I hate it when I hear actors say, you know, I don't watch myself on TV. But I have learned after doing 188 episodes of a show, there's a reason why you may not want to watch yourself, because we don't have that say in final post-production. So the show lives on better in my head from reading it at the table with the writers and at the table read, from shooting it because we had so much fun shooting it, we made each other laugh, and then I watch it and that stuff that felt like magic is gone, or it edited out, or it's time, or they used a different take, and you just are like, oh man, I wish that would have been in. So I don't watch the show as regularly as I used to for two reasons, what I just said, and for when I'm older, that I'll be able to have these little timestamps for myself to be able to go back and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy who wanted to be a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that episode. So I'm hopefully leaving myself a little something to discover in the future.
What's the topic that made you nervous on Modern Family? Is there a storyline?
No. I like it when they make my character the accidental sort of not racist, but I like it when because we know Cam's heart is good. And I think we all can relate to saying the wrong thing at the wrong time and it being taken away that we didn't intend for it to be taken. So I love it when they fill me with those moments where, you know, I say really kind of off color and off-putting things, but we can rest back on the fact that, well, he's not a bad person. He just didn't know. There's an episode where I was in line instructing Manny how to kiss a girl or something like that. And it sounds like I'm telling him what I want to do
to him.
And then I hang up the phone and there's a lady looking at me and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was just talking to an 8-year-old boy. And she's like, and it's like, that's an example of like the kinds of things, those situations where I like to put Cam into.
He's Eric Stone Street. The show is The Toy Box on ABC. That'll be coming up Friday at 8, 7 Central. Great
This
to have
was
you.
a real treat.
Thank you, buddy.
You know, you go into places and you can't wait for things to be over. This is one of them. No, I mean, no, this is one that I wish could go on and on. This is a true treat for me.
You could host this one day. Would you like? Could you host a 3-hour sports show?
I don't know. Like, what would I have somebody telling me?
You'd have those guys there.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
You think you could do it?
I don't know that I could do it. But here's what my commitment would be to you.
Okay.
Is that I would prepare. And I would be ready.
Oh, well, I don't do that.
Well, but you're Dan Patrick.
I don't prepare.
Yeah, but you're Dan Patrick. I would have to make up the distance between not being Dan Patrick. So I would prepare.
Okay.
And I would give it.
Could you do it in character?
No.
For one segment?
Yes. I could do for one segment. I could do it in character.
Think you could pull
but
that off?
I couldn't do it. We would have to talk college football, and I would have to talk about Cam being a long snapper at the University of Illinois. So it would.
Of course, he's a long snapper.
Yeah, I said I want to be the backup center and long snapper. That's believable.
The show is The Toy Box Friday night at 8 on ABC. He's Eric Stone Street. We'll be back after this Dan Patrick Show.
What's happening?
What's happening?
In the modern world, you can control just about anything with an app.
Your son is turning on all the lights again.
And with the eSurance mobile app, you can do the same thing with your car insurance. Like access your ID card, file a claim, or manage your policy. It's so easy, it's almost scary.
Get out of here!
That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. eSurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Keep your lawn looking great with MTD mowers from Menards. This 2-in-1 gas mower can side discharge or mulch. It features a 140cc engine, a 21-inch cutting path and 6-position height adjuster. $149. Protect your lawn from unwanted weeds this season with Weed Stop for Lawns. A 32-ounce bottle treats up to 16,000 square feet and won't harm your lawn. Get a ready-to-spray bottle or concentrate for just $4.88. Now during Menards Spring Catalog Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
A place where lazy days come with a splash of sunshine. Where dinner plans always include your best friend. And the little moments that make all the difference are shared in your own backyard. That's the beauty of Bellegarde. Bellegarde hardscapes make outside your kind of beautiful.
Art. It can be sculpted, bringing to life beautiful detail. Are painted in luxurious strokes. And in rare cases, both.
Overheard an incident, a sports Jeopardy incident. Paulie, you were there.
Andrew Perloff and I were standing there, and we've been on Sports Jeopardy a couple times with Danettes and these two guys, and they work in the sports industry, not just the sports industry, but they are researchers in the sports industry. They really know their sports, and they are cocky about it. Like, hey, we saw you guys on Sports Jeopardy. Not so bad, not so bad. I was like, oh, not so bad. And they're like, well, I go, what'd you think? He goes, well, I mean, the questions are kind of easy there with Sports Jeopardy. I go, oh, they are. And this kid, he didn't have too many drinks in him. He's about, I'd say 33, 34 years old. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to give you 5 off the top of my head that I remember from Sports Jeopardy. Some that we got, some that we didn't get. He went 0 for 5, and he had time. Like, we don't have a lot of time on Sports Jeopardy.
And you're competing with somebody else.
And there's you talking, and it's rapid fire, and you have to buzz in. And they went 0 for 5. Like, well, we do better there if we're in the middle of a competition. If you can't do it in a bar when you're just chatting, it's tougher there, I think.
Yeah.
There was some Sports Jeopardy smack talk.
Yes. Mike Tirico tomorrow. Al Michaels will join us in studio.
Who would you bet on? Mike Tirico versus Al Michaels Sports Jeopardy. Who would you put a week's payout?
Al Michaels. Wow. Al never forgets anything. And he was at a lot of these events where I'm sure Mike's really good at trivia. Costas and Al Michaels would be the showdown right there. I'd like to see that. But I'd still take Al because I think Al has done a wider variety of sports than Bob has. Adam Sandler's also going to join us. Sandman would probably not be a great trivia guy.
He loves sports, but how's his recollection?
I don't know if he's ever brought up anything that as far as trivia or like I remember this game or.
I wonder, what's his wheelhouse? Like 80s Knicks, probably?
Yeah, it could be. But he grew up in New Hampshire, which I don't know what that means, but he just grew up in It's not like they didn't have TV or, the books or running water or something, but for some reason they thought that he was hampered by growing up in New Hampshire. But Sandman will join us.
Ask me anything about Ernie Grunfeld, and I've got all the answers for you. That's my little Sandler.
Oh, is that what his Sandler impersonation? Oh, okay. Thank Fritzy. What did you learn today, Todd?
I learned Kevin Frazier thinks it would have changed NBA history if Chris Paul was allowed to join the Lakers.
McLevin, what did you learn today?
I learned that Todd Marinovich has a great likeness of you in his painting.
Seton O'Connor.
Eric Stonestreet was almost Kevin in The Office.
Paulie?
Stonestreet called me Terry because he couldn't remember my name, but he knew I had a Terry Cross shirt on.
Fritzy, what did I learn?
With all those Adam Sandler movie appearances and the money you generated, you're the white Samuel L. Jackson.
What we learned brought to you by the new Chrome Soft. I'll be playing it this afternoon. The only golf ball with dual soft, fast core. Extremely fast, extremely soft, easy to control. It's one reason why Callaway has been the fastest growing golf ball brand since 2013. Chrome Soft, it's the ball that changed the ball. Sandman, Al Michaels, Mike Tirico tomorrow. Or live in Los Angeles here on the Dan Patrick Show. Talk to you tomorrow. Kevin Frazier, Entertainment Tonight.
That was the worst one ever.
Are you kidding me? It was Kenny G.
Dang, you're slipping, man.
The Matador.
The Matador.
He's been working on this for like 3 years. Rich Eisen, the NFL Network host, The Rich Eisen Show. Emmy-nominated.
Yes, sir.
Rich Eisen Show.
I'm lucky that, again, I still have a job because people were tipping picks on Twitter.
Need to get IT. My mic isn't working right now.
I can hear
something broken here.
This is DirecTV, now part of the AT&T family and home of the Red Zone, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, Rich Eisen, and America's premier source for sports entertainment.
At Buffalo Wild Wings, you've got options. We've made it too easy for you. Simply call in your order or head to BuffaloWildWings.com and pick up at your nearest B-Dubs location. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
Being a Sox fan, I take pride in sticking by their side and building that team with them.
The hard work, the commitment, those were the reasons I came to love the team.
I love going to games, just being there and getting energetic and really a good time.
I'm proud that my dad has taught us so much about baseball, and it's a family thing for us.
I take pride being born and raised on the South Side, knowing that's my team, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Tomorrow on CSN, the Sox Royal Series comes to a close in Kansas City. Coverage begins at 12:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by the Koalas family of dealerships, or stream live on the NBC Sports app.
Get the Bob Roman Indy. Oh, now. To pay the rent. Get the Bob Roman Mitchell. Ooh. I scared him. How was that?
I like that.
Bob Roman.
This golf course tests every aspect of your game.
It doesn't play into the long hitter, it doesn't really play into the short hitter. And I think that's why you see such a variation of winners here. This is the best field in golf, so might technically be the hardest tournament to win in the world. We've got a tall task ahead.
The Players, May 11th to the 14th on Golf Channel and NBC.
I'm Tim Anderson, and you're watching CSN, the home of your Chicago White Sox.
This is CSN Fast Break. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Bowden. The Garpax Bulls post-mortem, well, a little different than that of the Blackhawks. Cubs and White Sox look to build off Tuesday victories in their respective 4-game sets. And did the Birds and Bo Sox finally behave last night? Let's break fast and find out. Starting on the north side, Jake Arrieta looking to avoid another rough first inning the Cubs have made a habit of. Against the Phils, already down 1-0. Odubel Herrera hits a line drive to right over the head of Ben Zobrist. It gets to the wall. Michael Franco scores to make it 2-0 Philadelphia. As for the route efficiency there by Zobrist, not good as the Cubs' struggles at the start continue. But Arrieta would rebound from there. He allows a sac fly in the fourth and retires 7 straight to end his night. Winds up fanning 7, walking just 1 over 6 solid innings of work. His team trailed 3-2 though in the 6th. Wilson Contreras pinch hitting, 2 on, 2 out. He comes through with a line drive to left field. Zobrist scores, so does Jason Hayward after him. Cubs with their first lead at 4-3. Matt Caesar up next. He sends one to short. Freddie Galvis has some trouble with the throw as Contreras races home the ball. Karam's high off the mound. Contreras just beats the tag to extend the lead some Heads up, or is it risky? Base running by Contreras. The creative landing, just like that, 5-3 as the Cubs break out in a 4-run sixth. It was 5-4 in the ninth. Wade Davis came on, having not allowed a run all season, and he still hasn't. Striking out Tommy Joseph to end the game, pick up his 7th save and as many chances. Cubs win 5-4. Kelly Kroll has your Miller Lite report from the confines.
The Cubs have now won 6 games this season when trailing entering the 6th inning. And on Wednesday night, the timely knock came off the bat of pinch hitter Wilson Contreras. And then his aggressive base running led to the winning run. And it led his manager to say the catcher always plays like his hair is on fire.
I don't know how to play like Cole. I don't know. I have to get like my heat going on, and then I'll be a better player.
You want your runners to always, and Wilson's savvy enough to know ball hit up the middle like that to the shortstop's left. He was anticipating a throw to first base and to continue to come around. So, and we got lucky. That ball hit right on the back of the mound. That was one of our lucky breaks for the night. But I think Jonesy does a great job over there. And yes, overall, we really try to teach that more aggressive method of base running.
He's just a tremendous young player who, shows up every night, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench to get a big hit like he showed tonight, and then to score a run with a great slide. So he's a well-rounded player who's only going to get better.
The Northsiders have a chance to take 3 out of 4 from the Phillies as they send John Lackey to the Hill on Thursday. Covering the Cubs here at Wrigley Field, I'm Kelly Kroll for CSN.
Kel, thanks. Sox and Royals, Mike Pelfrey versus Nathan Carnes in the mound matchup from Kauffman Stadium. Carnes entered with an ERA well above 6, but don't tell the Sox. He only allowed 1 hit, a Melky Cabrera single in the first, while tossing 6 shutout innings, striking out 7, setting himself up for his first win of the season. Pelfrey seeking the same. Strong 2 until the 6th of a scoreless game. The host strike and open things up. Mike Moustakas ripping a double into the gap. Quits Merrifield scores to put Casey on the board. Next up, Lorenzo Cain sends one to the gap in right center. RBI triple for Cain. That was it for Pelfrey. 5 1/3 innings, 3 earned, and 1 strikeout. Jose Abreu added a solo shot in the 9th for the Sox' only other hit as they fall in Kansas City 6-1. Now, down on the farm in a game scene here on CSN, top prospect Yohan Moncada had 3 more hits, raising his batting average to .330. But a AAA Charlotte dropped a 5-4 decision in Norfolk yesterday afternoon. We caught up with Rick Hahn at that game, and here's what the White Sox GM had to say about what he's feeling about the second baseman right now.
There's still a fair amount of development that has to happen with this kid, not just from a baseball standpoint, but from a physical standpoint and from a maturity standpoint. And we've just been thrilled ever since he showed up at camp, even going back actually to our January hitters camp, with the way he's embraced instruction, the energy with which he's gone after any challenge that we've put in front of him. He's not a finished product yet. There's still elements of his game that are going to improve both here in Charlotte and then ultimately once he gets to Chicago.
One night after beanballs and brushbacks in Beantown, Sam Holdrek behind home plate Wednesday night in Boston. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the O's, and bottom 2, Gausman hits Xander Bogaerts on a 77-mile-per-hour curveball and gets tossed immediately by Holbrook. Gausman incensed, says the pitch was a curve. No way it was intentional, but he would have to hit the showers early. And Mr. Machado also frustrated with Holbrook after the night before. All this because the slide at second base nearly 2 weeks ago. Top 5 Adam Jones at the plate after arguing a strike 2 call. Jones strikes out swing, gives Holbrook some feedback that the home plate ump doesn't appreciate. Tosses Jones. That sets off the Orioles again as Buck Showalter races out to defend his player. Rough night for the Birds in a 4-2 loss. Yankees rookie Aaron Judge is mashing. He homered for a league-leading 13th time last night. At 25, he is the youngest player in the Yankees' rich history to reach that mark in a season's first 26 games. Meantime, teammate Brett Gardner was not so happy with the plate ump there. Bill Welke in his strike zone, taking his frustrations out on the recycling bin in the dugout. Not a frustrating night for the Yankees overall, though. They beat the Blue Jays 8-6 to take over sole possession of the AL East lead. A Sunshine State tilt in St. Pete. Rays hosting the Fish. Check out this monster shot off the bat of Miami's Marcell Ozuna off a banner. Hanging towards the back of the dome wall, that's usually Giancarlo Stanton territory. But Ozuna's teammate, StatCast measured at 468 feet. The Marlins hit it far and win it by a final of 10-6. Gar Forman, John Paxson met the media yesterday to give their thoughts on the future of the franchise, including what it may have in store for Jimmy, D. Wade, and Rondo. And with Sid the Kid on the shelf for Game 4, the Pens turn to a familiar face against Ovi and the Caps. Highlights from the Stanley Cup playoffs on the way.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Home Depot, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Catch the season premiere of Beer Money, presented by Coors Light, Chicago's favorite sports trivia show, where fans are put to the test for a chance to take home cash. A new episode airs Sunday at 6 on CSN. This program on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy.
Subscribe to White Sox Talk podcast today on iTunes or Google Play Store.
Tonight on CSN, get a glimpse of the future for the White Sox as their number one prospect, Yoan Moncada, and their AAA team, Charlotte Knights, are back in action against Norfolk. Knights versus Tides. Coverage starts at 6 on CSN.
Our way is different from the rest. We will thrive. We will overcome, and we will rise. We are more than fans. We are timeless.
Welcome back. The Capitals' Matt Niskanen was on the ice for Game 4. Penn star Sidney Crosby was not. Niskanen's name was on the back of former Pittsburgh teammate Marc-Andre Fleury's goalie helmet earlier in the series, but was taped over last night in the wake of Niskanen's high hit on Sid the Kid a couple of nights earlier. Tied in the second, Justin Schultz blasts home a power play rocket from the blue line to give the Pens a 3-2 lead, and that's how it finished for a 3-1 series lead, putting the President's Trophy winners on the brink. Well, if you're a Bulls fan hoping for change, you might be disappointed from what sounds like plans for the status quo, as John Paxson and Gar Forman held their season-ending press conference Wednesday. Mark Shanowski tells us it appears management's approach is to keep their coach and their three alphas in place.
Organizationally, we understand what we're facing. We've understood it since last year when we decided to change course. But from ownership down, we're committed to working through the issues that we face.
The first order of business involves the option years on the contracts of Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade. John Paxson says there's a really good chance the Bulls will pick up their $13.4 million team option on Rondo, and they plan to sit down with Wade to discuss the future of the roster. Of course, Wade will want answers about Jimmy Butler's future, and Butler plans to have a no-holds-barred sit-down with the front office very soon.
I respect very much Jimmy Butler's professionalism and how he goes about his job. And I think the one thing that we will continue to do is communicate with him. Like I said earlier, we'll sit down and talk to him. We can say anything to him. He can say anything to us. He can ask us any question he wants, and we'll be honest with him. All of us would love to go out and get another superstar player, to go along with him. But right now, the situation we're in with the salaries we have and that type of thing, that's a difficult thing for us to manage.
Paxson said Fred Hoiberg will be back as head coach next season. Now it's a question of giving him the type of roster he needs to succeed.
When you look at our team, we do not have great shooting. We know that is something we have to continue to be on the lookout for. Outside of Rondo, our point guards did not play with push and pace the way Fred wants to play.
Obviously, player development will be crucial this summer. The Bulls hope to retain restricted free agent Nico Mirotic, and the front office still has high hopes for young players Bobby Portis, Denzel Valentine, and Cameron Payne. Bottom line, don't expect a lot of changes to the roster this summer. From the United Center, Mark Shanowski, CSN.
Ski, thanks. So how much does LeBron just not respect the Raptors? Well, there's this. Teasing Serge Ibaka looks like a free throw routine, but a quick fake. He then calmly knocks down the three. Ibaka, you got to slap that away when you can. It's LeBron slapping high fives. Later, Kyrie Irving picking Norman Powell's pocket on the break. Kyrie, the behind-the-back bounce pass. James finishes with a monster slam, part of a 39-point performance. Cavs win 125-103 to grab a 2-0 series lead. And game 2 in the Rockets-Spurs round 2 Lone Star matchup. Tony Parker and company trying to even the series at 1, and he was looking like his old self. Third quarter spins off the glass, 18 in the game for the point guard Spurs, up a dozen, but then a scary moment in the fourth. Parker missing the floater, and he goes down to the floor holding his knee. He had to be carried off by his teammates. They'll have an MRI for him later on today. Kawhi Leonard came to the rescue, picking up the slack in Parker's absence. The pull-up three here. Leonard finished with a game-high 34. Spurs win 121-96. Series tied at 1. Here's a look at what's on CSN today at 12:30. Join Chuck and Bill for White Sox pregame live. That'll have the 1 o'clock series finale in Kansas City. Hawk and Steve on the call. And postgame live will follow. Sports Talk Live comes your way at 5:30. Then at 6, see if top Sox prospect Yohan Moncada can extend his hitting streak to 10 games when AAA Charlotte plays host Norfolk. Then at 10, it is In the Loop Prime. And that's a wrap for this edition of CSN Fast Break. I'm Chris Bowden. For all of us here, thank you for watching. And remember, when we're not here doing this, you can catch up on all your Chicago sports news around the clock simply by staying logged onto our website, csnchicago.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
When it's time to party, let's face it, size does matter. And I didn't know they made them that big.
Let Mr. Submarine cater your next party. With the tastiest meats, cheeses, and veggies served on fresh from the bakery Toronto bread, everyone will be happy to dive into deliciousness with Mr. Submarine.
Chapter 13 debt repayment plans can deal with lawsuits, foreclosures, car payments, credit cards, payday loans, repossessions, tax debts, medical bills, and more. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Get one lower payment for all debt and stop creditors now. We're the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Add function to your home with help from Menards. Indoor-outdoor carpet is great for basements, sunrooms, or decks. Status carpet comes in 4 styles, 33 cents a square foot. City block carpet comes in 2 styles, 49 cents a square foot. Clean up messes with Black & Decker. This 16-volt lithium-ion hand vac can hold a charge for up to 18 months, $49.99. Reach tight spaces with this 20-volt lithium-ion pivot vac, $69.99. Now during Menards Spring Catalog Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Kyle Hendricks, and you're watching CSN, the home for your Chicago Cubs, presented by State Farm.
This is CSN Fast Break. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Bowden. The Garpax Bulls post-mortem, well, a little different than that of the Blackhawks. Cubs and White Sox look to build off Tuesday victories in their respective 4-game sets. And did the Birds and Bo Sox finally behave last night? Let's break fast and find out. Starting on the north side, Jake Arrieta looking to avoid another rough first inning the Cubs have made a habit of against the Phillies. Already down 1-0. Odubel Herrera hits a line drive to right over the head of Ben Zobrist. It gets to the wall. Michael Franco scores to make it 2-0 Philadelphia. As for the route efficiency there by Zobrist, not good as the Cubs' struggles at the start continue. But Arrieta would rebound from there. He allows a sac fly in the fourth and retires 7 straight to end his night. Winds up fanning 7, walking just 1 over 6 solid innings of work. His team trailed 3-2 though in the 6th. Wilson Contreras pinch hitting, 2 on 2 out. He comes through with a line drive to left field. Zobra scores, so does Jason Hayward after him. Cubs with their first lead at 4-3. Matt Caesar up next. He sends one to short. Freddie Galvis has some trouble with the throw as Contreras races home the ball. caroms high off the mound. Contreras just beats the tag to extend the lead. Some heads up, or is it risky? Base running by Contreras. The creative landing, just like that, 5-3 as the Cubs break out in a 4-run sixth. It was 5-4 in the ninth. Wade Davis came on, having not allowed a run all season, and he still hasn't. Striking out Tommy Joseph to end the game, pick up his 7th save and as many chances. Cubs win 5-4. Kelly Kroll has your Miller Lite report from the confines.
The Cubs have now won 6 games this season when trailing entering the 6th inning. And on Wednesday night, the timely knock came off the bat of pinch hitter Wilson Contreras. And then his aggressive base running led to the winning run. And it led his manager to say the catcher always plays like his hair is on fire.
I don't know how to play like Cole. I don't know. I have to get like my heat going on, and then I'll be a better player.
You want your runners to always, and Wilson's savvy enough to know ball hit up the middle like that to the shortstop's left. He was anticipating a throw to first base and to continue to come around. So, and we got lucky. That ball hit right on the back of the mound. That was one of our lucky breaks for the night. But I think Jonesy does a great job over there. And yes, overall, we really try to teach that more aggressive method of base running.
He's just a tremendous young player who, shows up every night, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench to get a big hit like he showed tonight, and then to score a run with a great slide. So he's a well-rounded player who's only going to get better.
The Northsiders have a chance to take 3 out of 4 from the Phillies as they send John Lackey to the Hill on Thursday. Covering the Cubs here at Wrigley Field, I'm Kelly Kroll for CSN.
Kel, thanks. Sox and Royals, Mike Pelfrey versus Nathan Carnes in the mound matchup from Kauffman Stadium. Carnes entered with an ERA well above 6, but don't tell the Sox. He only allowed 1 hit, a Melky Cabrera single in the first, while tossing 6 shutout innings, striking out 7, setting himself up for his first win of the season. Pelfrey seeking the same. Strong 2 until the 6th of a scoreless game. The host strike and open things up. Mike Moustakas ripping a double into the gap. Whit Merrifield scores to put Casey on the board. Next up, Lorenzo Cain sends one to the gap in right center. RBI triple for Cain. That was it for Pelfrey. 5 1/3 innings, 3 earned, and 1 strikeout. Jose Abreu added a solo shot in the 9th for the Sox' only other hit as they fall in Kansas City 6-1. Now, down on the farm in a game seen here on CSN, top prospect Yohan Moncada had 3 more hits, raising his batting average to .330. But a AAA Charlotte dropped a 5-4 decision in Norfolk yesterday afternoon. We caught up with Rick Hahn at that game, and here's what the White Sox GM had to say about what he's feeling about the second baseman right now.
There's still a fair amount of development that has to happen with this kid, not just from a baseball standpoint, but from a physical standpoint and from a maturity standpoint. And we've just been thrilled ever since he showed up at camp, even going back actually to our January hitters camp, with the way he's embraced instruction, the energy with which he's gone after any challenge that we've put in front of him. He's not a finished product yet. There's still elements of his game that are going to improve both here in Charlotte and then ultimately once he gets to Chicago.
One night after beanballs and brushbacks in Beantown, Sam Holdrek behind home plate Wednesday night in Boston. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the O's, and bottom 2, Gausman hits Xander Bogaerts on a 77-mile-per-hour curveball and gets tossed immediately by Holbrook. Gausman incensed and says the pitch was a curve. No way it was intentional, but he would have to hit the showers early. And Mr. Machado also frustrated with Holbrook after the night before. All this because the slide at second base nearly 2 weeks ago. Top 5 Adam Jones at the plate after arguing a strike 2 call. Jones strikes out swing, gives Holbrook some feedback that the home plate ump doesn't appreciate. Tosses Jones. That sets off the Orioles again as Buck Showalter races out to defend his player. Rough night for the Birds in a 4-2 loss. Yankees rookie Aaron Judge is mashing. He homered for a league-leading 13th time last night. At 25, he is the youngest player in the Yankees' rich history to reach that mark in a season's first 26 games. Meantime, teammate Brett Gardner was not so happy with the plate ump there. Bill Welke in his strike zone, taking his frustrations out on the recycling bin in the dugout. Not a frustrating night for the Yankees overall, though. They beat the Blue Jays 8-6 to take over sole possession of the AL East lead. A Sunshine State tilt in St. Pete. Rays hosting the Fish. Check out this monster shot off the bat of Miami's Marcell Ozuna off a banner hanging towards the back of the dome wall. That's usually Giancarlo Stanton territory. But Ozuna's teammate, StatCast, measured at 468 feet. The Marlins hit it far and win it by a final of 10-6. Gar Forman, John Paxson met the media yesterday to give their thoughts on the future of the franchise, including what it may have in store for Jimmy, D. Wade, and Rondo. And with Sid the Kid on the shelf for Game 4, the Pens turn to a familiar face against Ovi, and the Caps highlights from the Stanley Cup playoffs on the way.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Pep Boys, Target, Ace, O'Reilly Auto, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Hi, Russ for U.S. Waterproofing. Looking for a company to repair your home can be stressful. Look to us, as many of your neighbors have, like Mrs. O'Brien in Elmhurst. We sealed cracks in her crawl space. Or Mr. Weber in Orland Park. We installed a battery backup sump pump. And Mr. Kaplan in Northbrook. He needed structural repair after he noticed cracks in his brickwork. We've helped many of your neighbors. Schedule your free consultation today at uswaterproofing.com. US Waterproofing. A better basement starts with us.
Let's go. She's a dog.
Find ping pong.
Find your awesome with the Xfinity X1 voice remote.
That's amazing.
Live stream every CSN White Sox game on the NBC Sports app or at csnchicago.com.
Welcome back. The Capitals' Matt Niskanen was on the ice for Game 4. Penn star Sidney Crosby was not. Niskanen's name was on the back of former Pittsburgh teammate Marc-Andre Fleury's goalie helmet earlier in the series, but was taped over last night in the wake of Niskanen's high hit on Sid the Kid a couple of nights earlier. Tied in the second, Justin Schultz blasts home a power play rocket from the blue line to give the Pens a 3-2 lead, and that's how it finished for a 3-1 series lead, putting the President's Trophy winners on the brink. Well, if you're a Bulls fan hoping for change, you might be disappointed from what sounds like plans for the status quo, as John Paxson and Gar Forman held their season-ending press conference Wednesday. Mark Shanowski tells us it appears management's approach is to keep their coach and their three alphas in place.
Organizationally, we understand what we're facing. We've understood it since last year when we decided to change course. But from ownership down, we're committed to working through the issues that we face.
The first order of business involves the option years on the contracts of Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade. John Paxson says there's a really good chance the Bulls will pick up their $13.4 million team option on Rondo, and they plan to sit down with Wade to discuss the future of the roster. Of course, Wade will want answers about Jimmy Butler's future, and Butler plans to have a no-holds-barred sit-down with the front office very soon.
I respect very much Jimmy Butler's professionalism and how he goes about his job. And I think the one thing